Alright, this is a quick tutorial on how to spawn dinos with the AAT menu. So you just open up your menu, AAT, and then you can click on dinos. So you search the dino here. So whatever dino you want to do, if you search in tech, all the dinos with tech in it will pop up. Hover, sail, strider. This doesn't have any attachments, so you can't do anything with it other than walk around and kick, by the way. So we're just going to use a tech giga for example sakes. Up here, this is the automated settings, sort of. So here you can set the level. We're gonna disable that for a moment. Say if we do 300, so it'll be level 300 when it spawns in. Pick which gender it is, random, male, or female. We'll just do a male. Tamed, if it's not checked, a level 300 wild male giga will spawn. So we're gonna leave it tamed if you don't want a wild thing to spawn on you. Saddle generally only works if it has a tech saddle. So if we do Rex tech saddle, if it doesn't have a tech saddle, it generally won't work. So yeah. Dino name, this is the name that it will spawn in with. If you leave it blank, it'll just be like Tech Giganotosaurus. However, if we say tutorial, its name will be tutorial when it spawns in. Behavior, passive, neutral, aggressive, pretty self-explanatory. Colors are a bit jank. I have these on all zeros or whatever, which is this actual black, basically. However, if we change it to white, you'll see it changes. So now, it'll be different. So if you use the Eric Wiki or whatever to see the color regions, you could set it this way. This way you don't have to spawn it in and then do cheat space set dino color. To trait, so clothes, we're just gonna do, basically it's all black. If you uncheck that, it'll be random colors. To traits selected, we have, you can literally do everything, by the way. It's actually aggressive. But we're gonna do mutable health, tier 3. Mutable melee, tier 3. And now we have mutable melee and health. Spawn as cryo, so it's a cryopod in your inventory. That's a nice one to check. Now, exact stats overrides this, by the way. So if we say, hey, make this 20, you'll see this just went down, right? So if we say base HP is 70 with 0 stamina, 0 oxygen, 0 food, 0 weight, and 70 damage, you'll see it comes out as level 141 because the level 1 dino has zeros across the board. You could also add mutations, so say we have 10 mutations in both of these. Then you say the quantity that you're doing, and the target is you. However, I could select, say, this person's inventory, and just spawn it, and this will pop up in his inventory. Now, we could say it's not tamed, it's not in a cryopod, and then we spawn this on top of Bolt. And then Bolt gets a stupid OP Giga that's wild that just spawns on him, which is sort of goofy. So then we will hit, say, monies, and then spawn. And then we're gonna select us to spawn it as well, just to make sure that it did work. And here it is. Doop. And if we throw it out, it's out. And then we're going to look for Giganotosaurus. There we go. Doop. Now, if we look, it has really good damage and melee and absolutely nothing else. And if we grab a spyglass, I like the spyglass more. You're weird if you use the other one, just saying. You can see its stats. Boom. Something else you can do is tilde cheat space set imprint quality space 1. And now it'll have 100% imprint. It won't show up until after you pump a level into it. As you can see, the melee damage went up. Boom. Right. However, if with this command you can have it set to over imprint. So if we do this, boop, we set this to like 5. You can see the Giga almost just died there because its HP percentage went way down. because now it's got stupid high health in melee because it's got like 500% imprint or whatever. And then if we go over to, look, a trike or whatever this is right here, wah, 3k damage. But yeah, there's a quick short little tutorial on how to spawn in a dino. And then for all of this stuff, don't touch that. Commands, leave me alone. Just make it so everything, like turns, won't shoot you. But this has a list of pretty much almost every command in here. Even like, you know, kill player, and then you can just use the drop down, say, monies, and then we could just kill money, right? And then we could kill or bolt, and then kill Lucifer, just for funny shits and giggles, right? Well, right, and then they all should have probably just died. But yes, so you can use, I prefer tilde commands to use commands on because it's just easier for me because I'm used to having to manually type everything from my days on console. But if you care to use AAT, by all means go ahead and use it. Don't touch this stuff. This like changes mods and everything else. Just don't touch it. User preferences. These are your personal things. So like I could have fly ghost. Like I could have ghost bound to F2, right? So now whenever I hit F2, so like see I can't go through this floor, hit F2. That also opens it. We'll set that to like F3 there. So now if I hit F2, boom, I can go through it now. So you can just quick slot specific commands that you'll probably use pretty often really quickly that way. That's about it. Oh, I should probably show spawn items because you need your BPs back, right? We'll use a chainsaw for this. Curse chainsaw, why not? There's normal chainsaw and curse. If you don't know the difference, just look it up. Quantity, how many are we spawning in? I'll do like say 10 for the video's sake. Quality, we're gonna leave this at 0 because to just show that you're probably just gonna use the overrides regardless. So generally this is just like the tames, this overrides the stuff, otherwise you could spawn in a random blueprint of quality, boom, custom item name, who cares, and then blueprint yay or nay. If this is not checked, we're giving it to us. We'll say that we got 10 cursed chainsaws at that quality. If we go back here and we say, hey, I want a blueprint, then you'll see we have 10 blueprints now. Just pump everything into crafting skill real quick. Actually, there's no need to. And yes, you can just craft these in GCM mode. You don't need the actual resources. Boop. Just despawn everything because we don't care. And then for this though, you do need to leave blueprint yes, no. However, you can say it's primitive with damage of 1000, armor max, durability max, and you just check all of these and then you hit spawn. And now we have a custom made primitive chainsaw that is dirt cheap with double cap durability and damage. And then you craft it, and because server settings are set to 600, it'll override it to 600. But boom, and now we have a double cap chainsaw. And you don't need to actually have crafting skill or anything like that. Now obviously if we said, hey, this is a ascended blueprint, then boom, now we have ascended ones that cost way more than the primitive ones. Yeah, that's about it. Alright. If you have any further questions, feel free to ping me, but just be specific in what your question is.